Hey y'all, this is Angel. I hope everyone is doing great. I just wanted to encourage all of the hard workers who's having a difficult time on the job being their best selves. And I also would like to encourage all of the hard workers who has recently lost employment, like myself, due to difficulties on the job as well as hating. After fighting so hard to maintain your position just to be able to provide for your families. Trust me when I tell you, I do understand. See, I had a job working for a bank. Now, this job with this bank, it allowed me to work from home. It was a transfer position. So by me getting in that position and seeing how everything worked, it instantly made me feel like I was being set up to be a mental mess or something. I don't know. It was just like it was going to be a mental showdown, and I could tell, I could instantly feel that. You know how you working through personal issues, but you still got to go to work. Especially if you have a family, you got to provide for your family. So I was pretty much doing that. I was trying to heal from a previous issue that I was going through, but I still had to move forward and go to work to provide for my family because I do have 3 children. It's hard when you have to try to heal and still go to work. But what I did notice about it, when you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you got to dig deep and find strength from somewhere. So it does uncover like the hidden strength that you have within you. So what they say, when they say you never know how strong you are until being strong is your only option, that's the truth. I learned that the hard way. Like a lot of us out there have to learn the hard way. But I will say the job I was working, like they had all these different types of system issues going on. It was like just causing great headaches. Like it didn't allow anybody to do their best at all. A lot of people ended up quitting early. But with me, I felt like because I was just transferred to the position, I didn't want to let it go. I didn't feel like looking, honestly, I didn't feel like looking for another job. So I stayed. Things got better for me because I started being gentle with myself. I just understood like nobody and no situation is perfect. So whenever an issue came up, I'll do what I could do to resolve the issue. And I just didn't let nothing stress me out. I didn't let nobody stress me out because I knew God was with me. He's always with me. And also, He didn't create me to be stressed. So whenever I feel like something was trying to come up against me, the only thing it got from me was a quick smile and a oh well. However, I had to work with a different supervisor. And you know how some people you come across, they smile bright and they bubbly and all of that. But deep down, you could tell it's a little more to that. Like, it's not really, it's different from what they're presenting to you. And you could tell that. I could feel energy. So when I had to work with this supervisor, I could already tell that it was something. And you better know, I started talking to God about that. Just letting him know, making sure we on the same page. Because I see it this way and I need you to see it that way too. But he know deeper than what I know. So I was just talking to him about that. But I told myself too, I'm like, I don't talk too much. So what type of trouble can I get into if I don't speak that much? I know not to give all of my information to people, you know. But she was fishing for that. But I didn't give it to her. Now, I'm sure y'all can understand what I'm saying or what I'm trying to say. It got to the point where the supervisor, she was trying to be cool with me. And she would be like, Angel, you know your job. You're a hard worker and you do very well. Okay, but at the same time, she'll turn around. Angel, I got to write you up for this reason. I got to write you up for that reason. And I'm like, make it make sense. Why are you going out of your way to do all of this? But the enemy will use people. I'm telling you. But little did she know, while she was writing me up, I was writing her up too. Because everything she was writing about me, I was telling God about it, but he already knew. Like I said, he already knew, but I was writing her up. I was telling God all about it. At that job, God blocked a lot of things for me. Like, I was getting bonuses. I didn't miss a bonus. I kept getting bonuses left and right. And every time I got it, I'd be so shocked. Because I think, how could I get a bonus? I'm, probably in too much trouble to get a bonus. But I got it. And he was just working, like, keeping her from digging to find different things. Like, I don't know. He did a lot for me. I'm telling you, he did a lot for me. So while God was blessing me with his peace and joy, the system issues did come back. And it caused me to have to come to work but not be able to work because they had, the IT department had to work on my system. So that irritated her to the point where she was like, one day she was like, I couldn't work for 2 weeks now. So she was like, Angel, we have to do something about you not working. And in that moment, I'm like, it ain't nothing I can do. I'm at work. I'm trying to work. It's not an issue that I brought up on myself. Because, mind you, too, I didn't say this earlier, but spiritual warfare was ramping up for me. So it was causing me not to get any sleep at night. And I had to be at work at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So by me not working, but being at work and getting paid, like, it was really helping me a lot deal with what I had going on outside of work. But she didn't know that because I didn't, not going to work to talk about that type of stuff. I was just dealing with it by myself. So I'll say, again, I talked to God about it because I was already feeling like the job wasn't doing nothing for me, like it wasn't adding to me. I love to help people, but if you put me in a position to where I can't help people, it's just blank for me. And I do believe I got rolled up too for trying to help someone. It was said that I helped them in a way that went against the company policy, but that wasn't true. Based on the training that I had, it was within the policy. It just goes like that when people try to dig things up on you. Just do whatever they can to get you out. So I asked God if I should quit. And I say within the next hour, I got a video call from the supervisor as well as her supervisor. And she didn't even have a camera on. Her voice was shaky. And she was like, I'm sorry, we have to let you go because of this and that. Now, with that, I have to remember God is in all and overall outcomes. And he said, fear not of bad news. So I didn't try to resist it or anything. Matter of fact, I did tell her God is in all and overall. And I just went on the left. But the thing is, when I looked at the clock, it was 10:10 a.m. And then, like, through my whole spiritual journey, I have been reading, like, the Jesus Calling book that my brother brought me by Sarah Young. So when I opened the book, the first line I saw on the page, it said, I want you to be all mine. And you have to remember that by God being in all and overall, he allowed it to happen. I guess that was just my confirmation. It was time for me to go. So I'll say, know your value. And also, if you're having a hard time at work, don't hesitate to report those people. Talk to God. I'm telling you, pray about it and talk to God. Because he the boss now. He's the real boss. He created the world. You can't forget that. And he's way bigger than HR and the whole company that you work for. So always remember that. And also remember, he will have no fear of bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Psalms 112-7. And also, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. Jeremiah 29:11. And on that note, take care, be blessed, and know that you are loved because God is love.